I ask for unanimous consent to enter into the record the Bloomberg article titled "Corporate America Promised to Hire a Lot More People of Color. It Actually Did."
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Attorney General Rakita, following George Floyd's death, there were many companies that made promises to hire and promote more black folks and others from underrepresented groups. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, Congressman.
Well, what do you think of those promises?
Well, you know, aspirations are one thing, and I could just tell you that in my own hiring practices, where I said, look, during my testimony, we have 400 people. We look for diversity. I want diversity of thought. It makes for better cases. It makes for better arguments. It makes for better attorneys. It makes for better office. But I'm not going to do that by discriminating against another person. That is against the law. It's against Title VII. And it's short-sighted and ignorant.
I often say, put the best player in, Coach. That's what we need. Bloomberg collected data from 2021 for 88 Standard & Poor's 100 companies. In total, those companies increased their workforce by 323,094 people. Of the 323,094 jobs, only 20,524, or 6%, went to white workers. The other 94% went to the people of color. Mr. Berry, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination based on race, color, or national origin. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you know what percentage of the U.S. is white, non-Hispanic?
So the statistic that's been discussed today is approximately 59 or 60%.
Okay, I had 57, but I'll go with that. How is it possible that these companies only hire 6% white folks without using discriminatory hiring practices?
My rough and ready statistical analysis would be that it is extremely implausible that that would be done without intentional discrimination.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wiley, in your written statement, you said that so-called war on woke is a danger to democracy and to all progress we have made as a society that has benefited us all. How does corporate America using discriminatory practices against white people benefit us all?
Discrimination doesn't benefit anyone, ever.
Okay.
And the good news here is that's why corporations have been voluntarily taking steps to ensure that they're not discriminating. Okay. And that's what we want them to keep doing.
Okay, thank you. Yes or no? You also say attacks against woke radicals are based in a desire to keep us back to the 1950s when black people were segregated. Is that?
Yes.
Okay. Attorney General Rakita, as someone who fights against unequal and discriminatory workplace practices, do you believe the critics of the DEI movement are radicals that want to bring us back to the 50s, or are they just upholding Title VII of the Civil Rights Act?
Clearly, Congressman, they're upholding Title VII, they're upholding the rule of law, and they're keeping things fair for everyone.
What about you, Mr. Berry?
100%. This was non-discrimination and colorblindness are baked into the statute, and that's exactly what we try to vindicate.
Okay, and so how should the EEOC combat these corporate DEI programs?
The EEOC should apply the black letter law and find that attempts to change the racial complexion by these racial balancing schemes are unlawful, as Title VII has always held.